Days of Our Lives. 2-week spoilers for November 17 to 28, 2025 explode as Chad Dimera is losing his kids and Gabby Hernandez being accused. By the way, if you listened to the weekly spoilers, I gave the wrong dates. I gave last week's dates. The spoilers were accurate, but my brain just flipped on those dates. So whoops! And thank you for listening. I'll give you the correct dates on this one. So, Monday, November 17th, we've got Rafe Hernandez telling Gabby that Kristen Dimera missed bed check at Statesville Prison. She was snatched and is now with Tony Dimera. Unless, of course, that's really wicked Andre Dimera who's got her. He tells Kristen that he got her out of prison, but nothing good is going to come of this. Plus, Brady Black comforts Rachel Black, who is very worried about her grandma, Marlena Evans, being rushed away from the gala and having to go back to University Hospital because she's having one of her spells. And it's even worse than usual. Also, Javi Hernandez accuses Gabi of something, so I wonder what the diva did this time. Is it about Philip Kyriakis? Is it about somebody else? Sarah Horton has a breakthrough, and I wonder if she finally figures out what is plaguing Marlena. Plus, while still at the gala, EJ Dimera is going to get a whole earful from Belle Black and Eric Brady. I wonder if they're going to try and blame him for Sammy Brady's quickie engagement to a guy who's related to the Vitali mob, or if Belle and Eric are going to tell EJ just to leave Sammy alone and let her have her happily ever after. Tuesday, November 18th, we've got Brady and Xander Cook questioning each other. Brady thought Xander had his anger under control, but he tells Brady, "When you tell me you're going after my wife, no, I'm not going to just let it slide." Plus, EJ, Lucas Horton, Shishi, and Rafe are at the pub, and they're talking about Sammy, their mutual ex-wife, who is newly engaged. Lucas asks the other guys if they think Sammy might just be fibbing and trying to annoy them. With Hurricane Sammy, I mean, honestly, anything's possible. Stephanie Johnson and Alex Kyriakis are targeted with no idea that somebody unseen is about to do something bad. This person is drugging Alex's coffee order. Now, is this Jeremy Horton? Or is this some other unknown foe? Plus, Jada Hunter goes on a date with Theo Carver. If you remember, Jada had a date with Jeremy. They met on an app, but she almost immediately rejected him because of Stephanie. So, if Jeremy sees Jada out with Theo, he might be annoyed that he missed a chance with Jada. And maybe that's why he's drugging the coffee. Cha unloads and Gabby listens. He's venting about his mother-in-law, Jennifer Horton, trying to take custody of his kids, Thomas Dimera and Charlotte Dimera. Wednesday, November 19th, we've got EJ reaching out to Johnny Dimera, but he's not supposed to be talking to him. Plus, EJ's mom, Susan Banks, drops by the mansion to lecture her son. I wonder if we're going to get more warnings about Stefano Dimera's sinister presence. Or maybe Susan senses that her boy Elvis Jr. is up to no good and doing psychoscience with Dr. Wilhelm Rolf. Somebody tries to rob Kat Green and she fights them off. I wonder if it might be Liam, the little criminal who has been skipping out on Abe Carver's mentor and literacy meetings. He's supposed to attend as part of his sentencing. We have to wonder if Liam is still committing crimes, and will EJ play the hero for Kat, or maybe Chad will help her out and Jennifer sees it and blows up again. Plus, we got Sean Douglas Brady back on screen and supporting Belle as she deals with her mom's latest medical crisis. And Johnny and Chanel Dupree are struggling as new parents. On Wednesday, there are some growing pains there as they expand their family. On Thursday, November 20th, we've got Jeremy offering Chad some advice, and I'm sure it's about how to deal with Jennifer. Maybe Jeremy will tell Chad to play nice and let things cool off, even though Jennifer is not being fair to Chad. I think Kat and Rafe hit a wall investigating EJ, and I wonder if Kat and Rafe need to up their game and take more risks to get to the bottom of this. Justin Kyriakis has a warning for Jennifer. Justin may be telling her that it's quite possible that she would lose in court if she tries to take the kids from a grieving widower. Plus, she'd be fracturing the family and tearing Thomas and Charlotte away from Chad. But I'm sure Jennifer is going to say Thomas wants to go, so Jennifer slaps Chad with some custody papers that Justin drew up. I do wonder if Chad gonna decide he needs to take a loss short-term to win all of this long-term. Meanwhile, Rachel Black sets her sights on Sarah, and it looks like she might put something in her food. Plus, Xander is thanking Brady, which is an interesting turn. Seems like his anger is back under control. Xander goes and tells Sarah that he signed the divorce papers. Will she actually file them? Is this a done deal? Is Sarah over? I mean, we know they still love each other. On Friday, November 21st, we've got Kayla Brady suspicious of EJ, and I wonder if she has a clue about the sketchy lab. Aaron Green tries to get through to Sophia Choi. Looks like he heads out to Bayview to visit with his catatonic baby mama. Rachel confronts Brad and Sarah, and it might be about them dating. But when Sarah has an allergic reaction, Brady blames Rachel, while Sarah goes into anaphylactic shock. This is scary stuff. Dr. Mark Green and Dr. Rolfe do some sketchy science as we close out the first week. This is going to be the inaugural experiment in the new lab. All right, the week of November 24th through the 28th is Thanksgiving week. But since they're on streaming, there are no preemptions, so yay to that. Stacey Hayduk's doing double duty as Kristen and Susan. Plus, watch for Lucas and Eric to leave Salem again. Kristen is worried her escape will affect Rachel. Plus, that means they're going to tack on more prison time for her breakout. Dr. Rolfe's secret lab specimen is soon revealed, and I wonder if it is a Dimera that we have assumed was dead. Jeremy is starting to get annoyed at these false accusations when more happens to Alex and Stephanie. I wonder if Jeremy has been set up, or if he is legit lashing out at his ex, Stephanie, and her boyfriend, Alex. Chad finalizes plans, and he may let Jennifer take the kids, so Chad may plan to follow them to Boston soon because Billy Flynn wrapped filming at Days in March 2025 when he took a role over on Young and the Restless, and in about a month or so, he's supposed to have his final scenes on Days of Our Lives. Replacement actor Connor Floyd starts as recast Chad in April of 2026. Ironically, he's coming from Young and the Restless over to Days. Christopher Carey exits as Thomas, and he's been recast. The new actor will debut when recast Chad does. Marlena's health declines. Brady's feelings for Sarah grow, but unhinged Rachel is a problem. I don't think Brady's going to tolerate Rachel's interference, and this latest stunt could have killed Sarah. So, there may be major consequences. Leo Stark's headed for danger because curiosity killed the cat. EJ and Kat may soon discover their connection from the Italian hospital where they were both recovering, and Johnny, and continue to struggle. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Wednesday, November 19th, reveal that there'll be a baby Trey Dimera mystery while Kat Green deals with some criminal chaos. EJ Dimera will also mull over his biggest wish, so here's what Days fans can look forward to. For starters, Sean Brady will step up for Belle Brady and perhaps prove he's her favorite ex. Belle will get Sean's comfort as she continues coping with Marlena Evans' medical drama over with Johnny Dimera and Chanel Dupree Dimera. They'll mull over a mystery. Days spoilers say Chanel and Johnny will have a hard time tackling their parental duties, so they may not be able to nail down why Trey is crying. Although that'll bring some frustration and some fears about new parenthood, Johnny and Chanel may figure out what's wrong in the end. It's possible this will be a genuine medical scare, but it's also possible it'll be something simple and not a real source of concern. Either way, Chanel and Johnny will remain a team in the midst of all this, so they'll step up for Trey together. As for EJ, he'll attempt to get through to Johnny in Wednesday's Dool episode. There might even be a situation where EJ tries to help with the baby, but Johnny may remind his dad that Trey is off limits. Even so, EJ's biggest wish would be to reconnect with Johnny and get to know his new grandson. Despite any further discouragement EJ might face, he may not give up on some good news and a family reunion at some point. Other Days spoilers say Kat will have to fight off a criminal. Once Kat sees a theft in progress, she'll do her part to shut it down. Kat's training with Rafe Hernandez may kick in and give her the upper hand. If Chad Dimera catches a glimpse of Kat in action, he may be both impressed and surprised. Regardless of how it all goes down, Days of Our Lives spoilers say Kat will do her best to thwart a robbery attempt. To stay tuned for updates on her next shockers. Regardless of how it all goes down, Days of Our Lives spoilers say Kat will do her best to thwart a robbery attempt. To stay tuned for updates on her next shockers. Xander comes to the townhouse desperate to see Marlena, but Brady explains she's at the hospital. Also, Kristen is on the loose. Is he there to nab Rachel for her? Off Xander's great offense, Brady points out he did kidnap her before, not to mention what Xander did to him and to Philip. Yeah, Xander, Brady knows. Sarah told me everything. Brady taunts Xander, wondering how he might get his revenge on Sarah for spilling his secret, but Xander stops himself from taking the bait. He's been working hard on being a better man. I will win her back. Brady muses that Sarah might not give a damn about his determination to change. Xander scowls, assuming Brady wants more than friendship with Sarah. Brady denies it, but suggests Xander do her a favor and let her go. After catching up about Sammy, Kristen, and various other current topics with their respective family members, Rafe, EJ, and Lucas find themselves at the pub at the same time. If it isn't the inaugural meeting of the Sami Brady's ex-husbands club, Lucas quips. As EJ broods at the bar in earshot of Rafe and Lucas, Rafe declares that Sammy's fiancé, Dante Vitale, passed his background check. EJ scoffs, but Rafe insists he's clean. Lucas wonders if Sammy's engagement is just a ruse to get under their skin. Dismissing the notion, Rafe calls Sammy older and wiser now. They just have to accept the fact that she's in love with some Italian dude, and they're not the center of her universe anymore. Rafe and Lucas toast to the one that got away before they go their separate ways. At the bar, a wistful EJ privately raises his glass. To Samantha! Gabby joins Chad as he does a crossword puzzle in the square. He fills her in on his drama with Jennifer over his feelings for Kat. Gabby suggests he get on Salem Singles, a new dating app, to find someone to help him get over her. Chad isn't sure he's ready to date, but after Gabby leaves, he reluctantly pulls up the app on his phone. Jada meets Theo at the bookstore after matching on the dating app. They're both surprised the other didn't swipe left, considering their contentious interactions about JJ. They agree not to talk about work, but when she brings up Kristen, he accuses her of making the date to interrogate him. Things lighten up when they exchange favorite pastimes, leading to a game of chess, which his grandfather taught him. He guides her hand as he explains how to move a knight, which leads to a lingering look between the two. They discuss family and bond over losing a parent. For their next date, they agree to play poker, the game Jada's dad taught her. Before they part, Theo holds out his hand to shake, but she charms him by kissing him on the cheek instead. At home, Stephanie's work calls distract her from having a flirty night with her boyfriend. She eventually turns her attention to Alex, who reveals a rival publishing house is trying to poach him away from Titan. However, he told them he was loyal to the family business. In the hallway, carry-out food bags sit outside their door. A figure in a black leather jacket and gloves squeezes a liquid into a fountain drink from Alex's bag. When they gather their food, Alex immediately sips his soda. However, it tastes weird. Maybe it's diet? He'll stick to water. As they sit to eat, Alex says her new book sales aren't where they need to be. They need a PR push, which means more signings and traveling. They plan for him to join her as often as he can, and they get back to the flirty portion of the evening. Days of Our Lives spoilers hint the week of November 10th to 14th was a big one for the Peacock soap, as a plethora of past and popular characters re-entered the canvas to help celebrate the daytime drama's 60th anniversary. One such person was Sami Brady, played by Allison Sweeney, and the actress recently took the time to reflect on her more recent run in Salem. Sweeney posted a collage of photos within a video on Instagram, showcasing her time on the set during filming for the special episodes. The IG caption read, "I had such a wonderful time visiting Salem to celebrate the 60th anniversary of At Days Peacock." It went on to say, "So many laughs, memories, and tears. Those flashbacks were awesome, right?" The first part of the video was of Allison, on the set in the dressing room area. As she states, "Can you believe it? We are celebrating the 60th anniversary of Days of Our Lives." She goes on to say, "I am all dressed up for the occasion, and now it's time to get to it." Then, a mirage of photos flashed across the scene, highlighting Allison with fellow Days castmates. The video had One Republic's Good Life playing in the background. The first photo was of Sammy's dress for the Dr. Tom Horton Free Clinic Gala, and the next one was a selfie of Allison in front of the Brady's pub sign. Other photos included one of Allison with on-screen mom, Deidre Hall, Nee, Sai, and on-screen son, Chandler Massey. Another pic was of her and longtime castmate Melissa Reeves, as well as a photo with Evans and her on-screen twin, Greg Vaughn. There were sweet photos of Allison with exes Rafe Hernandez and Lucas Horton, as well as Abe Carver, and her on-screen dad, Josh Taylor. Allison also posed with Lauren Koslow. The final pic was a family photo where Sweeney posed with Hall, Massey, Vaughn, as well as Martha Madison, who plays Sammy's sister Belle Black, her stepbrother Brady Black, and his daughter Rachel Black, played by Alice Halsey. Days of Our Life spoilers and updates tease, it appears that 3 little ones are set to create quite a stir in Salem. Exciting family expansions are on the horizon, so let's delve into the clues that Dool has provided and discuss who will soon be welcoming a precious new addition into their lives. It has truly been a delight to witness the presence of Lonnie Price Grant and Eli Grant at the anniversary celebration of Days. Even more exciting is the news that Lonnie and Eli are expressing their hopes of welcoming another baby into their family. If everything unfolds as they wish, the couple intends to provide their twins with a new sibling in the not-so-distant future. Given that Lonnie and Eli shared some intimate moments during their recent visit to Salem, one might wonder if there's already a little one on the way. Although Lonnie and Eli do not reside in Salem permanently, the addition to their family could certainly bring a wave of joy and baby bliss in the times ahead. Now that Paul Narita and Andrew Donovan have embraced their joyful marriage, they are eager to venture into parenthood. Paul revealed that they are considering adoption, which means that this journey should progress and lead to thrilling news in the future. Even though Andrew and Paul are still in the initial phases, they are likely to become fathers in due time. Depending on the direction the Days writers choose, Paul and Andrew might welcome a newborn, or perhaps an older child into their lives. In any case, if all goes well, Andrew and Paul could soon have a little one to bring home during their upcoming visits. Certainly, fans of Days will remember that Joy Wesley was secretly expecting a child with Alex Kyriakis when she departed from town in March. The upcoming chapter of the narrative might see Joy giving birth and returning to Salem with the baby, potentially turning Alex's world upside down. Eventually, Alex will have to uncover Joy's significant secret, which could happen when she reappears with a healthy baby boy or girl in her arms. Spoilers for Days of Our Lives indicate that there's some baby-related excitement on the horizon from various sources, so keep an eye out for updates on any additional family members that may be coming soon. Days of Our Lives, spoilers for Tuesday, November 18th, indicate some interesting moments up ahead. A twosome goes out on their first date. A super couple faces an unknown looming threat. And there's talk among some Salemites about Sammy Brady. Find out what's set to unravel on Tuesday's show below. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Tuesday, November 18th reveal Jada Hunter and Theo Carver will go out on a date. Will this be the first of many, or does Theo have an ulterior motive? He hates the fact that JJ Devereaux is on the force, so will he manipulate Jada in this situation and try to get her to boot his friend from Salem's PD, or is there genuine romantic interest? Read this. Days of Our Lives, week of November 17th. Update. Johnny and Chanel's baby crisis. Kat stops a robber. Sean rescues Belle across town. E.J. DiMera, Rafe Hernandez, Bucky, and Lucas Horton will talk about their mutual ex. Although there's a chance, they discuss Nicole Walker, as they all dated that blonde as well. As Sammy was recently in Salem, they'll likely chat about her. All 3 men have their eyebrows raised at Sammy's new fiancé, Dante Vitale. So will they band together to look into the man to ensure he's good enough for her? While these 3 men talk about their ex, Chad DiMera will vent to his. Added teasers suggest that Gabby Hernandez will provide an outlet for Chad, as he reels over Jennifer Horton Devereaux trying to take his kids from him. Elsewhere, Days of Our Lives spoilers for Tuesday imply that an unknown threat will loom over Alex Kyriakis and Stephanie Johnson. There's definitely a stalker situation happening where Stephanie is concerned, but is it someone unknown, or is it Jeremy Horton? Finally, Brady Black and Xander Kyriakis will question each other. Is this about Titan, or Sarah Horton Kyriakis? What storyline are you most looking forward to during Tuesday's show? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to check back with Soap Opera Spy for all the latest Days of Our Lives spoilers, news, rumors, comings and goings, and updates. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Wednesday, November 19th give Chanel and Johnny a crash course in parenting, while Belle and Sean relive the good old days. Chanel really wanted to be a mom. She imagined shopping for adorable little outfits, snuggling and smelling his sweet, tiny head, and showing off her precious pride and joy to family and friends. Chanel spent a bit less time thinking about changing diapers, waking up every 3 hours for cluster feedings, and rocking a crying baby until her arms felt like they were going to fall off. Who knew parenting wasn't all Instagram-worthy photo shoots? Well, now Chanel and Johnny do. And, at the same time as Johnny is learning to be a father, his own father is worrying about his son. Now that EJ knows Tony is missing and Kristen has escaped from prison, he's worried that he and Johnny may be next on the list. Whatever list it is, Marlena is in the hospital with mysterious symptoms, and her family is worried. Well, the family that's in town. Sammy returned to Italy with her fiancé, but Eric and Belle are cooling their heels in the waiting area, waiting to hear what exactly is wrong with their mom. Sarah told them the reason their mom's lab results are taking so long, and why they may have been wrong the first time, is because of evil EJ and his evil budget cuts. Belle yells at EJ, and then she turns to Sean, because he doesn't challenge her like EJ does. And that's what Belle needs right now. Kat came to town as a schemer who wanted to trick Chad, marry him, kill him, and steal his money. But ever since then, she'd been the superstar of Salem. Now, Kat thwarts a robbery. Because she is just that good. Gabby Hernandez is flourishing on Days of Our Lives. Her personal life and career are thriving. That's how Cherie Jimenez felt when she landed her dream role. Cherie Jimenez appeared on the Talk About It with Franja's podcast, where she discussed her journey to landing the role of Gabby Hernandez. In 2023, the writer's strike slowed down everything in Hollywood, including movie production and scripted dramas. This wasn't her first audition with the soap. Surprisingly, she wanted to land the role of Gabby earlier in her career. "I got the audition for Days of Our Lives and thought, wow, I haven't auditioned for days since I was 22 for the role of Gabby," Jimenez said. She noticed a fake name on the audition slides. Jimenez assumed she was auditioning to be Gabby's sister. The audition took place over Zoom, and it was as awkward as one would assume. Jimenez recalled stumbling over her lines. She thought that was the last she would hear from them. A week later, she was called back for a screen test. Her journey to Salem picked up fairly quickly. She noticed that the role wasn't for one of Gabby's relatives. It said Gabby Hernandez, she said. That moment hit her, and she'll never forget it. Jimenez noticed a sign on the set itself. Before she started filming, she spotted a phoenix statue, which is a symbol of the Dimera family, but also her son's name. "I looked over and saw a phoenix statue," Jimenez exclaimed. When she got the call that the role was officially hers, she felt that it was meant to be. "For the first time, it was my turn," the actress said. Over a year after landing a dream role, Jimenez's Gabby, ever the troublemaker, took her shot at becoming the CEO of Dimera again, but it backfired when Tony betrayed her. However, she owns Gabby Chic outright, and she's involved with Philip Kyriakis. Now, if she could just keep the fact that she spilled Titan secrets in order to go for that Dimera CEO gig, she'll be okay. Gabby is just getting started in Salem. She has a new killer wardrobe and a renewed sense of hope and purpose. Days fans love seeing this side of Gabby on the screen. She's become a fierce, powerful, and fashionable woman who's a force to be reckoned with. And her chemistry with Philip is sizzling. For all the kidnappings, love triangles, memory wipes, secret twins, and dramatic courtroom showdowns, Days of Our Lives has always kept one toe dipped in comedy. It's that quiet, sideways humor that slips in during the chaos. A little wink to the audience, a reminder that even in Salem's darkest weeks, someone is going to crack a joke or trip over a disguise. So when the show posed a surprising question to its cast on social media, fans knew they were in for something good. The post on the Day's official Instagram page set the tone. The Day's cast keeping it real. Here's what it's like to be on Days of Our Lives without actually telling you. What followed was pure behind-the-scenes gold. Abigail Klein fired first with, "When you can't leave the studio until you take out at least 10 pounds of hair extensions." She then pulled one off her head as an example. Leo Howard joked, "When you have to convince your wife that you have worked a really tough day's work by making out with many beautiful women." Tyler Joseph Andrews came in with the chaos energy of finals week. "I buy 5 Red Bulls and I carry around a backpack of 1,000 papers of dialogue." Then things got delightfully unhinged. Shinny Nielsen shared, "When the top half of your body looks like it's going to a church sermon, and the bottom half looks like it's going to a hip-hop competition." Sal Stowers offered one of those perfectly surreal soap star moments. When you're at a concert and a woman comes up to you and says, "I have a picture of you holding my baby," and she shows me a picture of me holding her baby at Day of Days. Leah Cantu admitted the early call time struggle. Being out, but being the person who has to go home early because you need to get your sleep to be at work at, like, a 6 a.m. call time. The fun rolled on as Eric Martsolf delivered a line only he could. "When you have claw marks on your back, and you convinced your wife that you got attacked by a rake." Carson Boatman rubbed his face like every actor everywhere and moaned, "Oh, I've got 66 pages tomorrow. Sigh." And Stacey Hayduck, queen of the Demera Glam Marathon, summed up her wardrobe. "I have to wear a lot of push-up bras and a lot of skin-tight dresses and 6-inch heels every day." If the video was the appetizer, the comments section became the full buffet. Fans jumped in instantly with everything from pure emojis to full-blown love letters. One follower offered a crisp, "Masi," and another wrote, "Love the Day's cast. See you all next year at Day of Days 2026. Others weighed in with favorites. Good answers. Good. Someone spotted a classic detail and chimed in with, "Alice Horton photobomb." Heart emojis were everywhere, and people enjoyed seeing the cast behind the scene. And one enthusiastically wrote, "Love you all. Watching you take your extensions out made me feel better about myself." Days of Our Lives has always been known for its beloved super couples, John and Marlena, Bo and Hope, Will and Sunny, and so many more. But this week's date between 2 unexpected Salemites may have missed the mark with fans. This week on Days, after a game of chess turns flirtatious, Jada and Theo will go on a date. Jada most recently wound up on a date with Jeremy after meeting him on a dating app, something Stephanie and Alex still don't think was a coincidence. As for Theo, he just hasn't been himself since his breakup with Claire. Now, as Days of Our Lives weekly spoilers tease Jada and Theo's upcoming date, fans are voicing their opinions on this new potential couple after Soap Opera News asked on X if anyone ships them. If Jada was old enough for Rafe and Sean D, she too old for Theo, one fan said, what's been on many's minds, while another suggested, there has to be someone different for these two. Theo and Ari would be better. Ari did seem to have a crush on Theo after reconnecting with him, and the pair did have chemistry. While the consensus was clear that most fans don't ship Jada and Theo, they also made it clear who they do want Jada with. "I want Jada and Sean together. That's the real romance, and Shada has something special," said one fan, while others responded with gifs of Jada and Sean. Many admitted they aren't happy with the ways things ended for Shada. The show just dropped the Jada and Sean story. That's what they need to get back to. Then, of course, there was the one and only viewer who said, "No, I'm hoping for Jada and EJ." Here are your Days of Our Lives spoilers for Wednesday, November 18th, 2025. Johnny and Chanel haven't been seen much since they became parents. They didn't even attend the big hospital gala in Horton Town Square because they just wanted to stay home with their new baby. They acquired little T so suddenly that they fear they were never even ready to be parents. They wanted a baby, but they didn't exactly have 9 months to prepare. Now, having a baby in their home is much more difficult than they thought it would be. Spoilers also say that EJ tries to reach his son on Wednesday. He had promised to stay away from Johnny and the baby, but since when does EJ keep his promises? He just can't help himself and wants to be a part of his son's and new grandson's life. Will Johnny give EJ the cold shoulder, as he has done for months? Or will Chanel ask Johnny to relent and at least hear his father out? In the spirit of family, of course. EJ has no idea that his new assistant is actually an ISA agent investigating him. After all, she doesn't seem like an agent or have any field skills at all. At least that is what Rafe claims. When Kat fends off a robbery, will she prove to Rafe that she's a lot more than meets the eye? She managed to survive Clyde Weston's wrath and orders. Surely she can go toe-to-toe with major criminals. But what kind of robbery does she fend off? Is someone lurking around the clinic or the new secret lab behind the clinic? Kat has been sneaking around down there looking to find evidence against EJ. With all the important things EJ is housing in that lab, surely someone will want to steal something, right? Will Kat's robbery-fending skills finally give us a better clue as to what EJ and Rolf are really up to? It has to be more than resurrecting Stefano, right? Welcome to Days of Our Lives Daily YAPP. For a quick, and by that I mean you're already halfway done, recap of the most amazing or what the heck did we just watch moments on today's episode. Let's get to it. So far, Jada seems 0 for 2 on the dating apps, so maybe she should retire them for a bit. She doesn't make sound choices, and for a cop, her decisions are kind of questionable. Her first match was with Jeremy Horton, a man she had met her at her apartment. What woman with any sense gives their address to a strange man they'd never met before from a dating app? Apparently, Jada. First, that is the cardinal rule of dating apps. Never give out your home address and always meet in a public place. Jada seemed to know that for her second meetup. Yes, Jada had Jeremy meet her at the bookstore, but why on earth would you match with a guy you already knew? That's not the point of these apps. Plus, you don't want to meet up with someone with whom you already had words at your place of business. Theo and Jada argued over JJ weeks ago, yet Jada met up with someone on a personal level whom she had issues with on a professional level. That's just nuts. And finally, Jada and Theo? Really? Sorry, but it just doesn't work. First, she has to be at least 10 years older than him. Second, there is absolutely no chemistry between Jada and Theo, so we just felt like we were wasting our time. Want more details? We got you! Soap Central has the best full Dool recaps on the internet. You can even go back over 30 years and read each and every one of them. If you can't wait until the next episode, we have daily spoilers too. And whatever you do this weekend, do not, seriously, do not, forget to read the 2 scoops for some laughs in the as close as we can come to being a watching party without actually being a show. And the best part is, if you agree or disagree, we want to know. As always, share your comments below. Here is what happened on Days of Our Lives on Tuesday, November 18th, 2025, when Xander talked to Brady about Sarah, Lucas, Rafe, and EJ discussed Sammy. Jada went on a date with Theo, and Gabby gave Chad advice. At the Hernandez house, Rafe told Gabby that Kristen had gone missing. Rafe confirmed that the search team would call him with updates. Rafe asked about the gala, but Gabby said she had decided to stay home. Gabby asked Rafe if she should expect to see Sammy while she was in town. Rafe said Sammy had already left, and he told Gabby about Sammy's fiancé. "You okay?" Gabby asked. Rafe explained that he and Sammy cherished the memories of their past, but that it was in the past. Gabby told her brother that she wanted him to find someone who deserved him. Gabby suggested Rafe a dating app, but he declined. In the pub, Roman told Lucas that Marlena was doing better. "Did Sammy stick around?" Lucas asked. Roman said that Sammy's flight had already taken off when Marlena's heart had gone into AFib, so she had not heard the news. Roman asked Lucas not to tell Sammy because Marlena wanted to tell Sammy herself. Lucas told Roman that he hoped Sammy's marriage to Dante was not a mistake. "For the record, I am glad that Sammy forgave you," Roman said. Roman noted that Lucas's actions had been stupid, but he had been punished for his crimes. Lucas promised to be good to Sammy in the future. Xander knocked on the door of the penthouse, and he begged Brady to let him talk to Marlena. Brady explained that Marlena was in the hospital. Xander asked Brady why he was hostile, and Brady explained that Kristen was on the loose. "I know the first thing Kristen would want to do is contact Rachel. I assume that's why you're here. Are you doing her dirty work for her?" Brady asked. Xander stressed that he had not known about Kristen. As Xander started to protest the idea that he was going after Rachel, Brady reminded him that he had once kidnapped Rachel. "That's ancient history," Xander said. "But you screwing up people's lives certainly isn't," Brady countered. Brady said Sarah had told him what Xander had done to Philip. With a smirk, Brady asked Xander whether he planned to break Sarah's legs for her betrayal. Xander tensed, then sighed. "The old Xander would have given you hell for what you just said to me. He'd have fought back. But I'm not that Xander anymore. So instead, I'll just say that I have been working very hard to be a better man, and I would never hurt Sarah," Xander said. Xander added that he would win Sarah back. "That sounds familiar," Brady said. Xander swore that things were different. "I've been working with Marlena. She's been helping me a lot," Xander said. With a shrug, Brady agreed that Marlena was the best. "In my experience, some people just can't be helped," Brady said. Xander stressed that he was determined to become a good person for his daughter. "The kind of man that Sarah would want to share her life with," Xander added. "What if you're too late?" Brady asked. Xander asked Brady if Sarah had been confiding in him. Brady refused to talk about his conversations with Sarah. "But you have been spending a lot of time with her, yeah?" Xander asked. Brady noted that Sarah needed a friend. Jealous, Xander accused Brady of wanting to be more than friends with Sarah. "And here I thought you had your anger under control," Brady said. "Not when you tell me you're going after my wife," Xander countered. Brady stressed that he was only interested in Sarah as a friend. Brady ordered Xander to leave. "If you see Marlena, please tell her that I hope she's feeling better. But you, on the other hand, you can go to hell," Xander said. As Xander started to leave, Brady reminded him that he had lost everything he loved because he could not keep his temper in check. "And you obviously still can't. So if you really love Sarah the way you say you do her a favor. Let her go," Brady said. At the Dimera mansion, Chad asked EJ if the news about Kristen's escape was true. EJ told Chad that the prison was treating Kristen's disappearance as an escape. "First, Tony vanishes, and now Kristen? What is going on with this family?" Chad asked. EJ confirmed he had checked the tunnels already. EJ asked about the custody battle, and Chad said he had not heard anything, but he hoped that Jennifer would calm down and back off. Jada met up with Theo in the bookstore for their date. Theo and Jada talked about their previous meeting, where they had talked about JJ's bias. Theo noted that Jada had not accepted JJ's resignation. "He was very upset and contrite about his interaction with you, and he's a good cop. So no, I did not. Did that just ruin our date?" Jada asked. Theo told Jada that he respected her decision. Over a cup of coffee, Jada noted that Theo must have had a tough day, considering that both Tony and Kristen had gone missing. "What do you mean?" Theo asked. Jada told Theo that Kristen had escaped from prison. As Jada started to ask if he had heard from Kristen, he said no. Theo accused Jada of wanting to interrogate him. Jada said no. "And actually, we made this date before I even knew about Kristen's escape," Jada reminded Theo. Theo apologized for his overreaction. They changed the subject to their interests. When Theo asked about chess, Jada admitted she had not played. Theo pulled out his portable chess set from his backpack, and he showed Jada how to play. Jada talked about her dad, and Theo noted that his mother had also been a doctor. Jada suggested they play poker on their next date. Stephanie returned home after a shopping spree for her book tour. Before Stephanie could model her clothes, she received multiple phone calls about work. When Stephanie finally ended her calls, Alex suggested they order dinner. Stephanie was ordering online as she asked Alex about his day. Stephanie got distracted by texts that were sent to her phone, and Alex noticed that she was not listening to him. Stephanie apologized. Stephanie earnestly asked about Alex's day, and he told her about how the family had used the estate for collateral on a loan. Alex also told Stephanie that a rival publishing company had attempted to poach him from Titan. "Would you really consider leaving the family company?" Stephanie asked. Alex said that he had turned down the offer. While Stephanie and Alex talked inside, a leather-clad mystery man squirted a liquid into the drink in the takeout order marked with Alex's name. After the man left, Stephanie retrieved the food from the hallway. Alex took a sip of his drink, and he noted that his drink tasted strange. Alex set it aside. Over dinner, Alex talked to Stephanie about the book tour and the need for a PR push to help with lagging sales. Stephanie suggested that Alex travel with her. Alex agreed to join her on the road when he could. In the park, the mystery man stared at his phone at a press release for Stephanie's book tour. EJ went to the pub, and Lucas gave him a backhanded compliment about his speech at the gala. EJ turned to leave, then he groaned when Rafe entered. "Oh God, I'm surrounded," EJ muttered. "Well, if it isn't the inaugural meeting of the Sammy Brady Ex-Husbands Club," Lucas joked. Rafe sat down at Lucas's table, and EJ sat nearby at the bar. Rafe told Lucas that Sammy had texted him from the plane to tell him about her trip to Bimini. EJ chuckled ruefully. "Her one true love," EJ said. "Let's not get into some juvenile rivalry here," Rafe said. Rafe noted that all three of them had been Sammy's great love at one point or another. "Yeah, but current great love is Ava Vitali's cousin. He's got to be bad news, right?" Lucas said. Rafe confirmed that Dante had passed his background check. EJ scoffed. "Look harder," EJ said. Lucas pointed out that Sammy had made an effort to track all three of them down during her visit to push the idea that she had moved on. "What if this is a ruse? What if she's just trying to get under our skin?" Lucas asked. Rafe disagreed. Rafe argued that Sammy had changed and was more mature. "We just have to accept the fact that she is in love with some Italian dude, and that we're not the center of her universe anymore," Rafe said. "Too bad," Lucas muttered. EJ asked Lucas if he was still in love with Sammy. Lucas admitted, "She is the one that got away." Rafe said he felt the same way. "To the one that got away," Rafe toasted. After Lucas and Rafe left, EJ whispered, "To Samantha." Chad invited Gabby to join him for a drink. Chad told Gabby about Jennifer's threats.